Developing my first online course, I was surprised at the amount of detail that is needed to set up the online classroom and the amount of work that goes into setting up the course ahead of time. The development of a single course takes probably 3 or 4 months on average from start to finish. And that includes first developing the course objectives, and then from there, the objectives for each specific module, week, or topic. And then after that, really working with the instructional designer to storyboard out the course and make sure that any assignments or assessments in the course agree with the module and course objectives that you have laid out. When you work with the instructional designer, the professor, I think, brings the content expertise and the general maybe idea of what we want to do with the teaching and within the course. And the instructional designer, I think, brings structure to the course and a knowledge of educational theory and educational research in terms of best practices for online teaching, which a lot of us who are new to online teaching aren't as aware of or as well versed in. And so the instructional designer brings a lot of ideas for how to actually implement the content in a way that will keep students engaged in the online classroom. I have found that students do like discussion board assignments where they're able to engage with each other and with the instructor on content. I found that you have to be pretty choosy about the topics in those discussions so that it really does bring a variety of student views to the table, so to speak. In one of the clinical courses, we present students with a short case prompt, and we ask them to submit a series of questions that they would ask to assess the patient's complaint. Once they submit their answers, they are allowed to see the second half of the case, which includes our answers to a symptom analysis, and it allows them to self-assess their answer. Did they ask the right questions to get the information that we provided without us having to, as instructors, go back and provide that feedback to each student? The main benefit for me as a faculty member in working with the instructional design experts at the Center for Teaching and Learning is that they provide ideas for implementing the content that I want to teach students in my course. So I know that they can help think of ideas for assignments that will help engage students, that will accurately assess and measure the objectives that I want students to achieve in the course, and that students will feel engaged in the online classroom, which is something that I didn't feel comfortable doing on my own.